this is the stack of books that I'm going to try to get through in November. These two are by Stephen King. The first one is The Long Walk. I actually read this book in January, but now I'm challenging myself to read all of his books in publication order, so I've came back around to this one in his catalog. I will be listening to audio this time around on this book. The next one in publication order after that one is The Dead Zone. I'll be honest, I have no idea what this book is about, so I'm excited to get to it. I read nothing but horror in both September and October, so the rest of these are not going to be horror novels because my brain needs a break from that genre. I'm excited to read this one because it's been on my shelf for a few months. It's Entitlement by Rumen Alam. I loved Leave the World Behind by this author when I read it a year or two ago, but this sounds like a literary fiction instead of more of a thriller like that one was. This story is about a young woman who is hired on to help like a billionaire business mogul decide how to distribute his assets now that he's dying. I don't really know. It sounds like it's going to have commentary on wealth and class and privilege and life in modern America, so that might be scary in and of itself. Next up is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I read his Wayward Pine series earlier this year and thought they were really fun, so I'm looking forward to another sci-fi book written in that fast-paced style that he's apparently known for. And apparently I'm sticking with authors that I know because I do want to read Texasville by Larry McMurtry. You know he wrote Lonesome Dove, but he also wrote a book called The Last Picture Show that I read earlier this year. It wasn't my favorite, but everybody in the comments of that book said its sequel was even better, so I'm going to see if y'all were right. And last but not least, this one is definitely a hopeful because why did I pick up another 900-page book? It's King Sorrow by Joe Hill. If you didn't know, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. This book literally came out like 2 weeks ago. I read the blurb and I was like, well, there goes my TBR. It sounds like it's going to be a dark academia story with fantasy elements because the group of college students that the story focuses on is apparently fighting a dragon. But I'm looking forward to some fantasy mixed with dark academia because now that it's colder, that's the type of book I want to read. Okay, that's what I want to read this month as of right now. I don't normally do these types of lists, so we'll see if I actually stuck to it at the end of the month.